Hey everyone, what up? Kaiser here. Now with my latest Granblue Fantasy Relink video doing so well, so much to the point that some people are actually now interested with the game, I thought it'll be a good time to, inform people and give a little recap of what we know so far about Granblue Fantasy Relink, especially with now the game saying a release for February 1st, 2024. But before I begin all of that, if you like what you're seeing here, then by all means, like the video, click that subscribe button if you're new, and hit that bell notification icon if you really want to get updated by all future Granblue Fantasy Relink videos from yours truly. Not only that, but I am aiming to also reach a milestone of 500 subscribers, and if I do reach a milestone, I will do a review and play, of course, what many consider to be the greatest JRPG ever, and a magnum opus of the Super Famicom itself, that being of course the legendary Chrono Trigger, so by all means. And with that said, I think it's time to cut the crap and set sails with our own Grand Cipher as we venture on onto everything that we know about Granblue Fantasy Relink so far. So Granblue Fantasy Relink is the upcoming and newest entry in the long-running Granblue Fantasy series, a cultural phenomenon that began all the way back in March 2014 with the popular mobile game, and after that it has become an absolute beast of a series, spoiling many things like the anime that lasted for 2 seasons, as well as a cult classic fighting game known as Granblue Fantasy Versus, which itself is also getting a brand new sequel in the form of Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising coming this November. Now for Relink's case, this game in particular is a brand new standalone adventure set within the universe of Granblue Fantasy itself, taking itself at the place of the Zegagandre Skydom, where you as the captain, either Gran or Jita, take your friend Lyria as well as your whole crew of the Grand Cipher, and you set yourself through multiple islands, encountering multiple dangerous primal beasts, alongside dealing with a dangerous and looming threat that will occasionally oppose you every time you cross paths with them. Not only that, but as I said, this game is entirely standalone and is meant for new players to get into the series, so those who have not got into Granblue Fantasy series, don't worry, Relink can be your perfect entry point here, so you don't need to play the game, the anime, or the fighting game to enjoy this one particular. Though Fukuhara, the main series director, does recommend for those interested to at least watch one episode of the anime, particularly the first episode, to get a little bit of a glimpse of how the main character and Lyria met. But it's up to you really. Not only that, but this game will be nothing more but a complete experience, and you can expect from the main director himself, Tetsuya Fukuhara, giving that same Granblue Fantasy magic that was present in all the other titles, especially in this one. So for those veterans who have got into the series already, no need to fear of being alienated, as pretty much Fukuhara will be cooking his Granblue Fantasy magic into this new entry. Not only that, but it does seem, thanks to Xenosaga here, that it will take approximately about 20 hours to reach the ending, which may sound a bit short, but the story itself does not end there, as it will take possibly 30 to 40 hours to finish the real final battle, meaning that we'll essentially go for one possibly meaty adventure, even more meatier if you do all the other content that this game will provide. Not only that, but this game will be nothing more but a complete standalone experience, meaning it won't end on something like a cliffhanger. So Granblue Fantasy Relink is an action RPG, having a very high dynamic battle system with real-time action combat, as well as having a player member count of 4 and an emphasis on teamwork synergy with things like link attacks, chain bursts, as well as skybound arts. Not only that, but you are able to customize characters through a variety of skills, weapons and sigils. You'll be able to control 4 player members with controlling one character primarily, while the other 3 are AI controlled. Not only that, but this game will be available as a single player game or co-op game, though more on the co-op side a little bit later from now on. Not only that, but when it comes to skills, what skills are special actions that will have a wide range of uses. Things like from damaging foes to healing your allies, and each character will learn their own set of skills, and having up to 4 skills can be used for battle. All you need to do is just find the right combination of skills that will complement your party members for maximum battle potential. Not only that, but when you play this game either online or offline, you can build and develop your own party depending on the playstyle you like to choose, and each character will have access to their own talent tree where they can learn new abilities from, as well as weapons and sigils they can only themselves can equip. Not only that, but when you're the captain of the crew, you yourself can make the calls. As for linking attacks, these are mainly used when enemies themselves have stun gauges that fill up as they take hits. Once their stun gauge is full, this creates a chance for a link attack, a simultaneous full party attack. Performing certain actions in battle increases the party's link level, and when the link level reaches 100%, executing a successful link attack allows you to trigger link time, which will temporarily slow down all enemy actions and also gives your party beneficial stat effects. Victory lies in the links that were made along the way. And we get to chambers. Now regarding with chambers, they involve a thing known as skybound arts. As skybound arts are attacks that can dish out tremendous damage on its own. But not only that, but when you chain it with other skybound arts from your party members, that will trigger a damaging aftershock called a chain burst. Whether it's concentrating firepower on a single dominant threat or blasting swarms of foes, utilizing chain bursts is vital for staying alive. Not only that, but while unfortunately when you're playing single player, you can't really change characters during mid-battle, except mainly before missions in certain areas where you can actually. But you of course will have an access of other party members that will join your party crew, and each of them will have a different playstyle. So it's recommended that you choose one that suits you the best. Not only that, but this game will have 6 playable characters from the start, 7 if you do count Gran and Jita separately, and they will involve characters like Catalina, Rackham, Io, Eugen, or Rosetta, and you can also be able to switch between Gran and Jita at any time. Not only that, but when you progress through the story, you are able to recruit more party members in any order you ever so wish to choose. Now for the combat in general, it's important to know that this game was originally made by Platinum Games until in 2019, where they left for Cygames to pick up the work. But that doesn't mean that that means the battles are compromised in any sense, as the actual director for this game in particular is none other than Yasuyuki Kaji, who was the director of this game as well as a former lead level designer at Platinum Games, where he previously worked on games like Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance, Bayonetta 2, and Nier Automata. Not only that, but he's the one that's focusing on making sure that the action is awesome and just looks spectacle and full of high quality within it, while Fukuhara is the one that will focus mainly on the story, graphics, and well, to make sure that Granblue Fantasy magic is still present within Relink. Not only that, but you are also able to recruit, upcoming members in your team, and also you have 3 different stage variants, that being Town, Grand Cipher, and Stage. For Town, you'll be able to purchase and upgrade your gear, as well as also accept side quests. For Grand Cipher, you are able to travel through destinations and also have a training mode where you can test out your character and see which one suits best and test out your combos. As for Stage, it's mainly to progress through the story and battle against enemies. Not only that, but the story itself will occur across linear maps featuring a rich variety of locations. Some areas can also be cleared quickly, while others feature sprawling environments with plenty to explore. Another thing regarding with the whole story flow is that unfortunately you'll be able to play the campaign through mainly just a single player without any co-op mentioned. Not only that, but they'll have some stage variety, including some epic colossal boss battles that the team themselves has been working on a lot, involving massive battles against primal beasts. Some of them also will have their own primal beasts that aren't even present in the main story itself, as well as you probably have potential things like controlling Proto Bahamut in one of the battles, so expect some truly awesome fights along the way. Now to the co-op bit that I'm pretty sure some people might be interested in hearing. Now, Granblue Fantasy Relink will also feature online co-op, which will allow you and other free players to, play as any character you want. It's also even said as possible that you can choose the same characters other people doing through online co-op. Like 4 people all choosing the same character is entirely possible. Not only that, but when someone does get disconnected during online co-op, the character will be immediately changed to CPU control. Not only that, but this game will offer about over 100 quests, and this quest mode will entirely be beneficial for co-op, so anyone who can join in should surely have a blast. Not only that, but you also have things like, stickers and emotes so you can, communicate, which will, be a lot of fun, an absolutely fun time in general. So yeah, if you want to play a game with your friends, you can. And now we get to the content side of things. So, of course we mentioned the whole on how this game will have over 100 side quests. Not only that, but each quest will take around 5 to 15 minutes depending on said quests. Not only that, but outside of the main story, there will be also about 10 volumes of Fate episodes for each characters, some of which might even involve having the backstories of one of the characters, and having characters themselves going through sort of arc to, know them better. And Fate episodes were a present thing in both the fighting game and the mobile game itself. Not only that, but this game will also feature a big end game. And just to clarify, this game will not be a live service game, as it's said that the game story will be complete out of the box. It will be fully complete without any cliffhanger or any updates to wrap up or fix the game. It is a completely full story, but of course there will be, other endgame content that will be truly difficult for players to play through, as well as even contain some things like new primal beasts that weren't in the main story to be nothing more but tough bosses as well, and expect maybe some possible new playable characters later down the line, as currently we have over 17 playable characters in this game, and potentially during the marketing of this game we might potentially see more later down the line. Now it's best for me not to also neglect the fact that this game will also have accessibility involved, and that will have 2 modes. One will be Assist mode, which is mainly for the casual players as well as mobile game players who aren't the best at action games, and this will mainly just have people just play for the story, as it will let you perform combos automatically with a single button, and things like having auto heal, guard, dash, and unleash your skybound arts as well as your skills and link attacks. Not only that, but you also get a system map navigation. Not only that, but they also added a thing known as full assist mode, which basically means that a lot of things that you either do in battle will be automatically done, meaning that all you have to do really is just move the stick to control the character's position and let the character itself do all the things for you. So that will be good for those who aren't into action games. But just note that these are mainly for story purposes, as the endgame content and harder quests won't have this accessibility things in question. Another thing I would also like to mention for any RPG fans out there is that the art designer for Granblue Fantasy Relink is none other than Hideo Manaba, who's done amazing artwork and graphics for past Final Fantasy games, as well as it also have the music composed by Sumoto Narita, and most important of all, legendary former composer Nobu Uematsu will be doing the soundtrack, which that is absolutely awesome to hear. Not only that, but obviously this game has got itself a digital deluxe edition as well as a collector's edition, which will also involve a big statue of Proto Bahamut. Not only that, but this game is saying for February 1st 2024 release, but if you are able to pre-order the game on PlayStation digitally, you'll be able to get about 72 hours of early access for the game. And with that said, I think that's all I had to wrap up. So yeah, that is everything we currently know for Granblue Fantasy Relink, and we are about to get another event primarily on both vs Rising and this game sometime in September 16 if I recall correctly. And who knows, we might get potentially new characters along the way, as well as the fact that this game has been currently having demos throughout multiple events, Gamescom, Anime Expo, as well as even Granblue Fest, and overall impressions have been very positive so far, so we might be obviously looking for a winner here for next year. But anyway guys, until then, see you guys in the next video. Mad Kaiser out.